Imagine this, a calm evening flight. The engines hum softly, lulling you into a sense of security. Then boom, a thunderous explosion shatters the quiet. Freezing air floods the cabin as a hurricane-force wind tears through, sucking out phones, seat cushions, even tray tables. Oxygen masks drop chaotically from above, and passengers scream in terror. A young boy's shirt is ripped clean off by the force. The cabin has become a nightmare at 16,000 feet. This isn't fiction. On January 5th, 2024, Alaska Airlines Flight 1282 was just 6 minutes into its journey when a catastrophic failure struck. A critical door plug blew out, leaving a gaping hole in the side of the plane. How could this happen on the Boeing 737 MAX 9, a symbol of modern aviation? The truth will shock you. Missing bolts, overlooked inspections, and a corporate culture that prioritized profits over safety. If you were there, what would you do? Could this terrifying scenario happen again? Stay with us as we uncover the full story behind Flight 1282, a flight that came dangerously close to disaster. The anatomy of a catastrophe, the Boeing 737 MAX 9 was hailed as a marvel of modern aviation, designed to accommodate more passengers with improved fuel efficiency. Yet, this very design demanded certain modifications. One such change involved the addition of mid-exit doors, MEDs, to comply with evacuation requirements for higher passenger capacities. For airlines choosing not to use these exits, Boeing offered a workaround, MED plugs. These plugs replaced the doors, sealing the openings while appearing seamless from the outside. Flight 1282's plug, however, was a ticking time bomb. Investigations revealed that 4 crucial bolts designed to secure the plug were missing. This oversight turned a routine flight into a harrowing ordeal. But here's the burning question. How do 4 bolts, critical to passenger safety, go unnoticed? Behind the bolts, a culture of negligence. The investigation traced the issue back to September 2023 at Boeing's Renton factory. Spirit AeroSystems, a key supplier, had removed the plug to replace damaged rivets. Documentation shows that during reassembly, the bolts were not reinstalled. Even more alarming, quality control inspections failed to catch the oversight. Why? A whistleblower later revealed a toxic work culture at Spirit, where employees felt overworked and undervalued. One employee referred to their team as the cockroaches of the factory. Is it any surprise, then, that critical tasks slip through the cracks in such an environment? What do you think? Should Boeing have done more to address these cultural issues before they led to life-threatening failures? The day disaster struck on January 5th, 2024, Flight 1282 departed Portland International Airport at 5 p.m. with 174 passengers and 6 crew members aboard. The first few minutes were uneventful. However, as the aircraft climbed past 16,000 feet, the missing bolts revealed their deadly consequences. The cabin suddenly depressurized as the MED plug violently detached from the fuselage. The resulting hole unleashed hurricane-force winds inside the cabin, ripping off seat cushions, tray tables, and even the shirt of a teenage passenger. Nearby passengers experienced bleeding ears and severe shock. Miraculously, the 2 seats next to the blown-out plug were unoccupied, sparing lives that day. The pilots, disoriented by the sudden loss of cabin pressure and deafening noise, struggled to regain control. Communication with air traffic control became nearly impossible due to the chaos in the cockpit. Yet, through sheer skill and training, the crew managed an emergency descent and safely landed back in Portland just 40 minutes after takeoff. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more in-depth investigations into aviation safety, corporate accountability, or profit over safety. As the dust settled, questions began swirling around Boeing's accountability. How could such a glaring oversight occur in one of the most advanced aircraft on the market? Critics argue that Boeing's relentless focus on meeting production deadlines, often at the expense of thorough inspections, played a major role. Internal documents revealed that Spirit AeroSystems employees had been pressured to speed up production despite ongoing quality concerns. Adding fuel to the fire, Alaska Airlines faced accusations of negligence for not grounding the aircraft earlier. Passengers on prior flights had reported unusual whistling sounds near the plug, but these warnings were dismissed as insignificant. Do you think Alaska Airlines should have acted more decisively, or was this a failure solely on Boeing's part? The aftermath. Lawsuits and grounded jets. The fallout from Flight 1282 was immediate. The FAA issued an emergency airworthiness directive, grounding all Boeing 737 MAX 9 jets worldwide for inspections. Alaska Airlines and United Airlines canceled flights after discovering loose hardware on other aircraft. Meanwhile, passengers began seeking justice. A $1 billion lawsuit was filed on behalf of 3 passengers, accusing Boeing of negligence and prioritizing profits over safety. The lawsuit described the incident as a frightful, death-threatening failure that caused severe physical and psychological trauma. Class action lawsuits followed, further tarnishing Boeing's reputation. What would you do in this situation? Should the affected passengers receive compensation, or does the blame lie elsewhere? Lessons learned or ignored. In response to the incident, Boeing announced plans to redesign the MED plug to enhance security. However, many view this as too little, too late. The FAA and NTSB continue to investigate deeper systemic issues within Boeing and its suppliers. This incident isn't just about missing bolts. It's a stark reminder of what happens when corporate culture prioritizes speed and profits over safety. While the passengers of Flight 1282 were fortunate to survive, this preventable failure raises concerns about the future of aviation safety. The story of Alaska Airlines Flight 1282 is more than a tale of technical failure. It's a wake-up call. It forces us to question the practices of corporations we trust with our lives. Are we doing enough to hold them accountable? Are the lessons from this incident being implemented across the industry? Or are we setting ourselves up for another tragedy? Let us know in the comments. If you were a passenger on Flight 1282, what would you have done? Should Boeing and its suppliers face stricter penalties? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more in-depth investigations into aviation safety. The story of Alaska Airlines Flight 1282 serves as a stark reminder of the fragility of trust and the importance of accountability. 4 missing bolts, a seemingly small oversight, nearly turned a routine flight into a catastrophic tragedy. This incident highlights the critical role that attention to detail, rigorous inspections, and a culture of safety play in every industry, especially aviation. On a personal level, this story underscores the value of vigilance and responsibility in our own lives. Whether it's at work, in relationships, or daily decision-making, small errors or neglect can snowball into significant consequences. It's a call to always prioritize quality over shortcuts, even when under pressure. Moreover, it reminds us to question systems and demand transparency from those in power. Complacency and unchecked negligence at large organizations can lead to disastrous outcomes. As individuals, we must champion integrity and hold ourselves and others accountable for actions that impact safety and trust. Lastly, the resilience of the passengers and crew serves as an inspiration. In the face of chaos, their calm and cooperation saved lives. It's a powerful lesson in staying composed during crises and trusting the collective effort to navigate through challenges.